Hello everybody, delighted for you to see me. I can't see you. I would love to. For those of you who may know me, delighted to talk to you again. For those of you who don't, my name is John Sheehan. I live in the fantastic town of Killarney in Ireland, and I run I need to correct myself there. My wife runs a guest house here called the 19th Green, and I work for her. Would you like to meet her? So, Frida, please. This is Frida.
Hi guys, I hope you're all keeping very safe in these surreal times, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to meet again. Stay safe everybody.
Thank you, Frida. Now, the great thing about these little recordings is that is probably the first time in almost 30 years that that lady has done what I've asked her to do. So thank you for that, guys. So let's get on to what we're doing here. Okay, to be serious for a moment, these are unreal, surreal times. I hope everybody is safe. I hope everybody is looking after themselves. Our situation here in Ireland is we are in, I suppose, what people are calling lockdown. We have current restrictions where we do not move within 2 kilometers of our homes. You can get some exercise, get out, but stay within 2 kilometers of your home. Obviously, medicine, shopping, going to the grocery store, that is allowed, but the police are out in force and they're checking people to make sure they're doing what they're doing, and it's all in the aim of stopping this horrendous bug that has taken over the world. So I hope you're all safe. I hope you're all looking after yourselves. One of the things that we have done, we'll say my side of the industry here in Ireland, the chefs are getting online constantly and doing little recipes and little dishes. So what I'm going to do for you today is, it's a kind of a traditional Irish dish, but there's a little twist on it. There's combinations in it that I don't know whether I dreamt them or whether somebody said them to me, but over years I kind of developed this dish, and it's really simple. And what I like about it is, particularly in these challenging times where we're confined to our homes, we can't get out that much, it's very hard to keep a routine going. And I do appreciate, because I have 3 teenage boys, that getting people out of bed in the morning could be difficult. So this type of a dish actually works really well as a breakfast dish or a lunch dish, or it's kind of a comfort food really. Now, some of the ingredients may seem a little strange when I say them to you first, but trust me, it does actually work. They're all Irish. They're all, our philosophy here in the 19 Green has always been to take the miles out of the food. We always buy local. We have our own garden out the back. It's a struggle at the moment because you don't get suppliers coming, but unfortunately we're closed, so you know we can kind of fend for ourselves on what we have around us. But all these ingredients are local. They're all produced by local suppliers, and I think that's hugely important, and it's probably something that's going to be exceptionally important as we come out of this, that local economies get a little bit of a boost from their own people. So what I have is, I have some mashed potato. This is still hot. I only mashed it about 15-20 minutes ago. Now I have nothing in that, just the potatoes mashed, and there's a reason for that. I'll get to that in a second, okay? Here I have some kale, which has been cooked, just boiled in salted water. Now you could use green cabbage. If you wanted, you could use leaf spinach. The spinach I wouldn't cook. I'd add it into the hot potato, and that will wilt it enough, okay? I have some scallions and some onions fried off in a little butter. I have some black pudding, okay? Any of you that have stayed or eaten with me before will know I'm a huge fan of black pudding. A friend and colleague of mine, a chef, many years ago put me onto this as a fantastic ingredient for any sort of a dish, because it comes already seasoned. There's loads of spices, bursting with flavour, okay? I have some butter, I have an egg, and I have some bacon, okay? So what I'm going to do is, very simply and very essentially, I'm kind of going to make a potato cake, but I have a little secret ingredient here behind me which we'll get to in a moment, okay? So I have my potato. I have no seasoning in this, okay? And there's a reason for it. You'll get that in a second. So I'm just going to add in I use wooden spoons. They remind me of my childhood. Our scallion and onion. This is very similar to what we know in Ireland as a champ, which is a potato with onions, scallions, cabbage, but I'm using kale this time. Okay, my black pudding, which has been fried off, and I'm just going to give that a little mix. Okay, now it's not combining really that much yet, because I have my little secret ingredient behind me. Now, there we go. So, growing up, one of the staples on a Friday in my parents' house or my house was fish, and this was the one that we generally got, whether we liked it or not. I have some fabulous poached smoked haddock in milk. Okay, so I'm going to add that into the potato. Now, smoked haddock tends to be a little bit salty, so the reason I haven't added any seasoning to the potato yet is I'm going to add a little bit of the milk, the liquor that the poached haddock was cooked in, and there's going to be a salt content in that, so I don't want our dish to come out too salty. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that. Now, I'm getting my pan on here and get it nice and hot because I'm going to make, which is essentially a potato cake out of this, and fry it, okay? Really kind of comfort food, so I'm just going to break up our haddock. Beautiful flakes of, oh yeah. Memories are unreal on this for me. It's my local village at home in Sneem, which unfortunately I can't get to at the moment because it's 30 miles away. They had their own black pudding there. It's on the coast, we used to have our own fish. So all of this really kind of, just brings back memories of growing up. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple of gloves here, which obviously in current climate are even more important than ever. I have my pan heating here behind me, so I'm conscious of that, don't forget, or I haven't forgotten it, okay? So I'm going to get my little potato cake on the go. So the herbs and the spices and the seasoning in the black pudding and the salty content in the milk is enough to season your potato cake. So we have our kale, our scallions, our onion, our black pudding, our smoked go away, this is mine. Okay, so your pan a little hot, and we're just going to let that in there. Hear that? That's what we want, okay? So now, we're just going to get rid of them. Get rid of that. We have our bacon. I'm just going to bring that up and crisp it up a little bit. So you might be asking, you know, has this guy, you know, gone a little loco? He's got fish, he's got black pudding, he's got bacon, and now he's going to add an egg, okay? So I'm going to add a poached egg. We have our water on here. Get that in and let it poach. Now, all you do for poaching eggs, little bit of vinegar in the water. Bring the water to the boil, pull it back, let it just slowly, you just want the water gently turning over, pop your egg in, and 2 to 3 minutes that's going to cook. So we have our potato cake on the go here. Now you can imagine this dish, you know, you get up late in the day, it's not breakfast, it's not lunch, but you're getting everything in there. And a lot of those old traditional dishes that our parents and grandparents used to produce, whether they knew they were doing it or not, I don't know. But they were always very balanced. You always had your protein, you always had your carb, you always had your iron, you always had your vitamins, everything was always in there. So, I don't know, did they know they were doing it? I think nature probably took over and people just instinctively knew what to do. So, what I want to do now is I'm going to get this guy out. I'm going to go with a really high risk maneuver here, guys. You have no idea how glad I am that worked, okay? So, that's pretty much ready to go, right? We're going to just gently slide this guy out onto our plate, okay? Nice and rustic. We are at home. Sorry, I'm talking to the wall. We are at home. We are in lockdown. Food needs to be fun. It needs to be tasty. And unless you're getting paid for it, you need to be having a really, really, really good time, okay? So I have my crispy bacon out. I have my poached egg. So a little poached egg just on top of that. Okay. crispy slices of bacon. And there we go. So you can call it whatever you want. You should try it. Take a photograph of it. Put it up on #InsightMoments. And remember, have fun. And I'm not completely loco. It does work. The fish and the pudding and the potato and the egg and the bacon and... Okay guys, I'm going eating. Bye bye. Please stay safe. Stay away from each other. Be kind. Bye.